Become the type of person that naturally achieves all of your goals. If you don't know me, my name is Jaden Lee Lua. This is my daily updates channel where I'm actually building in public. I'm giving you some sort of value that I'm going into planning and strategizing, aka building in public, and then ultimately tracking my growth. These are the current goals right now. We'll get all in that. We'll get all into that in a sec. But first thing I want to talk about is why you actually clicked on this video, right? Becoming the person who achieves your goals. Now, the reason why I like this topic so much is because it has to do with identity. And when I see people talking about identity, they did basically describe it in a way where it's like, if you think you're someone, then you will become them, which is obviously not how it works. Like, I can't think that I'm a dragon and then wake up tomorrow as a dragon, right? I have to take actions necessary to get to the place that I want to be or become the place that I want to be or become the person that I want to be. So, the main thing when it comes to becoming the type of person that can actually achieve your goals, and this is a trap that most people go through, right? They set some big goal, I want to make 50K a month, and then they get all this motivation, get this huge spike of motivation, and then eventually that motivation runs out, they get burnout, and then they quit, they set a new big goal, and then the cycle just keeps going on over and over again, right? Now, this is exactly why just relying on pure motivation fails. Because when you get pure motivation, you get this huge spike of something. And then naturally over time, you stop being motivated, you stop being motivated. And this is exactly why you cannot rely on motivation to get to your goal. Instead, you have to rely on your identity, right? Your identity is basically who you believe you are. Not only who you believe you are, but taking actions like that type of person, right? This is what happens when you change your identity. It slowly goes up over time. So you can see the comparison between relying on motivation and relying on pure identity, right? Now, the real shift though is instead of picking a goal, force brooding your way to it, relying on motivation, and achieving your outcome, the fix is setting a goal, changing your identity to align with the person, that version of yourself that achieves that goal, or a person that does that goal, changing your identity to them, taking daily actions as someone who has the goal that you want, and then receiving the outcome. Outcome always follows your identity and not your effort, right? If you believe you're someone who is healthy, who is going to the gym, you don't skip workouts, you consistently go to the gym every single day, and therefore your identity's flipped, so you will start eating right. And that's what it comes down to, identity based. Now, this is the identity loop here, right? I believe in that person. So then you take actions like that person. And then you start to get evidence that you are that person. Every action that you take is basically a vote on who you want to become, right? I seen a video the other day of this. I don't know how many times he won Mr. Olympia, but it was C-Bum. And he was basically saying you want to do hard things because every time you want to be a man of your word, essentially, right? Every time you tell yourself you're going to do something and you don't do it, you're voting. Like the next time you try to do it, you're like, oh, I didn't. You're basically giving yourself an out. So the main thing when it comes to you doing something that you told yourself you were going to do, you have to do it. The reason why you have to do it, and I'll break that down for you right here if my mouse stops fucking being an idiot. Sorry about that, but basically, say you said you were going to go to the gym, wake up at 5 a.m. every morning, right? You do it for 7 days a week. And then on the 8th day, you no longer go to the gym, right? Now what you're doing is you're proving to yourself that you're not the type of person that does that. So it's important to stay consistent because every time you do something that you said you're going to do, it builds up proof to say who you say you are, essentially, right? It's always going to be proof over motivation. And this is the evidence bank here. I went to the gym today. I filmed when I didn't even feel like it. And I kept the promise to myself because these are the actions I told myself that I was going to do. So I kept that promise to myself. The most important part about this is self-belief. Just evidence that you are who you say you are. And you only get that by shifting your identity and doing the hard things, right? Now, this is exactly how to build it though. First, you want to define the person who already has the goal. Okay, so if the goal is 50K a month, you want to define a person that is making 50K a month. And then you want to ask yourself, what would that version of me do? That version of myself that's making 50K a month, what do you think he's doing every single day, right? Oh, well, he's probably working 7 days a week. He's probably staying healthy. He's probably getting 8 hours of sleep so he can actually think, focus. He's probably eating healthy, etc. You could just make a big, big list of these, right? Of all the daily actions that you believe that version of yourself is doing every single day. Okay. And then you start to cast small daily votes to becoming that type of person, right? And this is exactly what the daily votes are. It could be hitting the gym, could be finishing the work blocks, could be filming the video when you don't feel like it, could be going to sleep on time when your friends are out partying, could be saying no to the night out, could be keeping the promise to yourself, keeping the small promise to yourself. The vote that nobody sees are the ones that count. When you stay in, when you don't feel like making a video, but you still make the video because you made that promise to yourself. Now, this is exactly what kills it though. Waiting for motivation to film the video, right? What you have to realize is, when you're waiting on that motivation for something, you waiting on that, in that time span of you waiting on it, you could have already been finished with it, right? And that's why relying on pure motivation isn't going to get you to where you want to go. And this is the 30-day test that you need to go through, okay? You want to pick one identity and not 5 identities. You can't be the gym bro, you can't be the business guy, so on and so forth. You can't be, the smoker, right? You pick one identity, okay? You pick one identity that you want to follow. You define one daily vote at first, and you're just going to do this for 30 days until you can stack proof that you say who you say you are, that you are who you say you are, okay? You're going to track it for 30 days, and you're not going to break the chain. Now, what you're going to find after the 30 days of doing this, so let's say you do these daily actions for 30 days. Now, what you're going to find for doing this for 30 days is you're going to look back on the 30 days with all the social proof that you stuck to something for 30 days straight. And now, instead of just believing someone or believing yourself that you are who you say you are, you actually have proof because you've done it for 30 days. Then what you're going to do is do it for 60 days. And then you'll stop losing count because that just becomes your identity. Now, the real payoff, though, is the goal stops something, or the goals really stop being something that you chase and it starts being something that you match, right? Instead of chasing your goals, they just come to you. They naturally come to you because you're that type of person that can achieve those goals, okay? Stop chasing, just become. Become the type of person that achieves those goals. So that was my little rant for today. Now we're going to be going on to planning and strategizing in public. This isn't going to be a big segment of the video. I showed some NA workflows that I'm currently working on right now. But essentially, so we're sending, I own a cold email agency, by the way. I'm sending 10,000 cold emails a day. I'm simply just going to double volume. I'm going to take the money that I have, reinvest it back into the business, and then send 20,000 cold emails a day. Now, I believe what's going to happen is after sending these 10,000 cold emails a day, me doubling this will double my results. And that's essentially the goal, and that's my plan. I currently bought the email accounts today. They're currently in warm up. So I'm simply just going to double volume. And yeah. Now going on to my growth tracking. So my goals for this month are 5K followers on Instagram, 300 YouTube subscribers, and then 300 subscribers on this channel. Now for this channel, we'll start with this one. My goal is just to post one of these videos every single day, provide value, plan and strategize in public, and then track my growth, a way of documenting my journey essentially. Okay. Now going on to this channel, let me make sure you guys can see this. Cool. Now going on to this channel, basically, I'm at 123 subscribers. So we're up 1 subscriber from tomorrow. My best performing video is currently at 114 views, as you can see here. And then going on to my business channel, where I also want to achieve 300 subscribers, currently at 195 subscribers. So that channel was growing really well the past couple of days, and then it finally started to slow down. I'm not finally, but it started to slow down. And it just comes down to me posting more. That's something I've been lacking on. It just goes back to the identity thing, right? Even when I don't feel like recording a video, I'm gonna do it anyways, right? So I'm at 195 subscribers on this channel. My video, one of my videos actually just hit 1,000 views, and then this one's at 1.5K views. So those are my 2 best performing videos. And I think I'm gonna start implementing shorts as well. I noticed like shorts attract a lot of subscribers. I'm not really sure what's behind that, but if it's not broken, don't fix it, right? So my goal is to push out more shorts there. And then when it comes to Instagram, Instagram has been pretty decent growth. So let's go to my profile real fast. And then my profile, I am currently at 3 followers away. Let's see if I refresh it. We'll get it live on camera. See if I hit 3K. Nope, I'm still at the same. Nice. Okay. So I'm at 2,997 followers and it's August 5th. It's 2:44, so I believe by the end of the day I'll for sure be at 3,000, and then you guys will see that tomorrow. But that's me documenting my journey. You know, I'm trying to get this to 5K, and then I'm getting these channels. Trying to get these channels to 300. So if we do a little bit of math here, 195, we'll do 300 minus 195. So I need 105 subscribers in the next 25 days. 105 divided by 25. I roughly need to gain about 4 subscribers a day, and I definitely feel like that's doable, but only if I start posting more. Okay. And then the same thing for the other channel. Just gotta post more, and that's essentially the video today. If you got any sort of value for this, it'd be appreciated. If you enjoyed this type of content, click subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Let me know if you guys have any comments below. I'm gonna switch in these videos up once I actually start gaining traction of me replying to comments first, answering those, then going to value, so on and so forth. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Click subscribe, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.